It's definitely been fun to see, now a lot of the young guys that everybody thought would be good and knew would be good, them kind of starting to play really well. It's fun to see the team coming together as a whole and all the hard work paying off. Definitely a little confidence building, trying to make this run here at the end of the year.
What advice have you been able to give the guys throughout the season, some of the younger guys who haven't been around some of this type of stuff?
It's just to buy in and trust what the coaching staff keeps preaching to us, and trust themselves. Don't kind of waver from the plan or the work and the price you pay all year in the off season, and then the week leading up to the game. Just trust it. Just go ahead and stay with the plan. I think they have it. It's paying off. It's showing.
Daniel, you were off to such a good start to the season. How much anguish was involved with the last 6 or 7 weeks when you're having to sit out?
It's been really tough because obviously I missed some games last year. I thought all off season prepare as hard as I could so I wouldn't get hurt again. That's never a feeling that I wanted to have again. So it was definitely a struggle, but I just got up every single day with a mindset of I've been given today, and someone wasn't given today. So why not do everything that I can today to make those people around me better, for those young guys, be an example to them, be positive in times when not a lot of people are being positive about something. Just be a leader, man. Set an example for the guys that haven't gone through the hard times, so that they see how do you react during the hard times, and that says a lot about a person or a group of people, and I want to set an example for those guys during that time.
At least last year, I guess you could look forward to knowing you had your senior season. Has it been tougher because this is it for you?
Yeah, it's definitely been a motivating factor to come back early. Originally when we read the MRI and I sat down with the doctors and whatnot, they gave me a timeline that kind of put me done for the year. Earliest I would come back would have been the Kentucky week. The latest I would come back would have been after the season was over. So I took that. That was definitely a big motivating. Played a big part of motivating me. Like, I'm gonna come back earlier than that. There's no way I'm gonna miss this year. And being a part of something special, kind of turning the program around. There's no way I was gonna miss the rest of the year.
So what was your rehab? What was your therapy like to get back a little bit ahead of schedule?
It was tough. There were some really hard days. I didn't feel very good. Obviously, you kind of took the approach of anything that wasn't painful, making the injury worse was going to be therapeutic. When I say therapeutic, you think of something that feels good. Well, that didn't really feel good. So, but every single day, multiple times a day, 2-3 times a day, 4 on some days when I could, just getting in, rehabbing, working with the training staff, getting back in the weight room, working with Benny, doing all the extra little things to try and get the muscle to grow back as fast as possible.
Did you do any extra kicking maybe in the week leading up to the game just to pick up where you left off? Or
no, I couldn't really do any extra because I'm kind of early on right now as far as the timeline that I was given from the doctors. I really shouldn't have been kicking, but I felt good. I'm ahead of schedule with rehab, so I only practiced one day and I had limited reps. I really haven't gotten the practice that I wanted to get the amount of reps that I wanted to lead up to the game.
Do you know, is there any, you're still as good, you think, as far maybe 50 yards and beyond still right now, or would you
we're 49 in this week. Each week I'll get better. I get to practice Tuesday. I'll get to practice the way I want to Tuesday. I'll get to practice the way I want to Wednesday and Thursday. To practice or get ready for the game. So the range thing, it'll be like a game time decision, just like it always is.
Daniel, did you have to sell coach on your capabilities to get back on the field, or how did that relationship?
Yeah, I communicated really well with Coach. There was a huge difference with last year's communication with the medical staff and myself and then Coach Billy. Met with him, every week almost, and we'd sit down and talk about where I was at mentally and physically. And he told me straight up, I'm not going to put you out there unless you prove you can do it in practice. And I love that. Take that as a challenge, man. Embrace that. And I went out there Tuesday and definitely sold them on, make 100%.
So now you walk in the field Saturday. Do you feel like you have to obviously back it up? What was your mindset?
No, Saturday, the mindset is commit to it. Once I knew I was going to go this week, I'm going to commit to it. Injury was not in my mind. Whether it hurt or not was not in my mind. It's game day, strapping on. You're committing to your job. That's how it was. I committed to my job, approached it the same way as I would any other game. Just totally trusted the process. Just ran through the process on my head. Slept 3 hours the night before because I was just visualizing so much any situation you have in the game. So just trusting and committing and going.
Daniel, I know you've always had big plans for after college. What do you have your sights set on right now?
Right now, I mean, it's just, are you talking long term or short
Like
term?
what? Yeah, I mean, you've talked about law school. You've talked
Mhm.
about some other stuff. So.
Yeah, like right now, I'll be finishing my master's in June. I'm gonna take my comps in June. Spring, I'll take a few hours and I'm gonna stay here in Knoxville and train, prepare for the NFL. You know, if God gives me that chance, that small window of opportunity opens. I'm gonna pursue that wholeheartedly, fully, to the fullest. And if that doesn't work out, I'm gonna go in the Navy and get another SEAL pipeline and do that. It's a dream that I've always had since I was like 12 years old. So you know, that's still out there. That's what I really want to do in my life.
What was the nature and extent of the injury again? Was it a quad?
There is a quad tear. They said it was, they didn't assign a degree to it because obviously it didn't tear off any ligaments or tendons. That would be the third degree we have to have surgery, so it was a little bit below that. You know, it's a pretty significant injury. Obviously, for a couple weeks I couldn't walk or run without really kind of making it worse. So for a couple weeks there, I really didn't do too much as far as physical activity.
No, you and Nick are good friends, and he had been through some trials. Did Nick help you through this?
Yeah, Nick's been a big inspiration to me. We train together every single day. He challenged me, you know, as far as my mindset. You know, there was one night we went to church together on like a Wednesday night. It was during a period of 6 hours, only 6 hours, and I started feeling sorry for myself. It was right after I got, you know, the diagnosis and the time when my season might be done. And you know, we prayed together that night. We talked a lot that evening, and he kind of challenged me, and I told him like, I'm not going to feel sorry for myself anymore about this. Like I told you guys earlier, there's so many people out there that aren't blessed just to be given today, just to be given the opportunity to be healthy eventually. Like, I'm not going to feel sorry for myself about it. And Nick kind of held me to that. He challenged me. He's a heck of a friend, you know. Just one of those guys you want to be around. Yeah, so Nick definitely